Hello! I don't normally do these type of videos, but this one is actually super interesting because the anniversary chapter has been leaked, and I would like to give my 2 cents on the subject. Yu-Gi is also trending in the entertainment business. So, here is the survivor, Hadikwa, I believe is how you pronounce it. Um, yeah, it's a survivor. But more importantly, here's what the fucking killer looks like. Look how cool this Eldritch Abomination looks. I really like this design. Um, it's just fucking darkness with an Eldritch Abomination coming out of it. So very cool, very cool. Here is the power. So Reign of Darkness. So the special ability is the Glooming, as was leaked before. It has something to do with lockers. So, when you activate the power button, like the spirit, um, what happens is that you leave a husk behind. In this case, it's called a Revenant. You aim at a locker, you press the ability button like Freddy with his teleport, or the Demogorgon, and then you teleport to it, and then, or you can, after you press the thing, you can press the attack button to go back to your husk. So there's probably add-ons that, like, give you killer instinct when people are around your husk or remnant, so then you can, like, hit them. Uh, if you do teleport to a locker, or when a survivor touches your husk, the remnant is disabled, meaning you can't teleport back to it. And while in a locker, aim at any other locker and press the active ability button to teleport again. Each teleport consumes a power token, so he probably has like maybe 2 or 3 of these, and then they like charge, similar to Blight. Each teleport consumes a power token. Exiting the locker or returning to your remnant will activate the Glooming's cooldown, which will basically, like Blight, recharge like 0, 1, 2, 3, however many he has. Well, It's fucking Eldritch Abomination. Survivors can place locks on lockers 1 time only on each one to make it slower, and the dredge can just go to lockers and then hit them. So pretty much, if there's good lockers near, like a lot of jungle gyms have lockers, and that's where hooks are. So you can hook someone, and then they have to go to the locker first, put a lock on it, and then go unhook the survivor. However, this is great because it means that there's 2 lockers in that area. If they sabotage the first locker, you can teleport to the other one and then be like, well, I'm here, bitch. Um, but yeah, really cool. There's interactivity in it, and it doesn't even seem that bad because it's only once each. Um, so the special ability that you charge up, so like your big, uh, what is it called for Trickster? Whatever the Trickster ability is, the final showing or whatever. I don't play Trickster, I don't like them. So the Nightfall Meter, which is a really cool fucking name for it, builds when a healthy survivor is injured, a survivor is hooked, or the teleport power is used. So I think that this is probably only going to proc 1 or 2 times a match. I doubt that it's going to be that massively big. The Nightfall Meter also fills faster for each survivor in the injured state. So kind of like Freddy with his power, teleport. Once the Nightfall Meter is full, Nightfall begins. Crazy. During Nightfall, survivors must navigate in total darkness. So I'm presuming this is like the old full moon and like no moon thing. So basically, like, their screen is like only like 5 meters in front of them or whatever. The Dredge's teleport is faster with a shorter cooldown, meaning they can teleport faster, and he has no terror radius at all. This is great. This means he's going to be a jump scare killer in a cool way. Nightfall ends after 60 seconds. Survivors destroying the Remnant also reduces the time of an active Nightfall. So I'm presuming that survivors can see where a Revenant is with Aura. So it might be good to run like Aura and destroying perks. I don't know. But yeah, so that's the power. And I think that this killer is probably A or B tier. They just seem pretty good. But let's get into the perks, because the perks are something that I actually really want to talk to. So the bottom 3 here are survivor perks, and then the top 3 here are the killer perks. So let's go into the killer perks first. So whenever a survivor performs the healing action within your terror radius, that survivor suffers from blindness and exhaustion. These effects linger for 6 seconds after the healing after a healing action is interrupted by any means. This one's kind of meh in my opinion. Blindness and exhaustion is good for this killer, but it really is just I think meant to counteract the perk below it. A perk that makes it so then, if someone takes a hit for someone who's getting carried, they go off to heal so then they can, unhook safely afterwards. This kind of makes it harder for them, but then it still doesn't do anything. Dissolution. 3 seconds after injuring a survivor by any means, Dissolution activates for 12 seconds. The next time a survivor fast vaults over a pallet inside of your terror radius, the entity will break the pallet at the end of the vault, and this perk deactivates. So, with this perk, it's really good. I think the reason why, it's weird. This perk is, decent, but, the reason why, I feel like it might not be good is, one thing we have to say first is it's probably going to be, maybe it might. I think the 3 seconds will stay because this is the teachable version, so not the level 3 version. I think the 3 seconds will stay. I really wish that as you go on, even if the seconds stay the same, the activation, if it goes 3, 2, 1, it's 1 second, it's immediately after you injure a survivor, if they vault a pallet, it breaks. That would be it should just be immediately after you hit a survivor. For the next 12 seconds, if they fast vault over a pallet, they just break the pallet. That would be really good, but I think because it has this 3-second limitation, it might not be that good. But who knows, it might be good for killers that are, Deathslinger or something like that. Darkness Revealed. In your presence, places one thought to be safe, perhaps the most dangerous. When you open a locker, all of survivors within 16 meters of any locker are revealed to you for 3 seconds. This has a 30-second cooldown. So I'm presuming that this will go to 4, 5, or 5, 7 seconds. And this one is pretty much just, it will be really good on Huntress. A lot of people are saying, oh, this perk is crazy good on, Midwich and shit. Yes, but this perk is actually, 1, really good on Midwich. 2, really good on Huntress, because it means that you can, open a, Iron Maiden Darkness Revealed, open something for then, and then be able to see people around so you can aim your hatchets and throw them. And as well, yet again, a lot of jungle gyms have lockers in them, and, 16 meters is good enough to probably show you if people are working on gens, so I think that this perk is actually going to be a really good perk. Even on, Almond or shit like that. Residual Manifest. So these are the Hadikwa Perks. So, I want to talk about these because a lot of them have things with what I was saying in the O-Tofu video that I was doing. So let's go with that one first. After cleansing any totem, this perk activates. Cleansing means you have to break the totem. So this is an anti-boon perk for the survivors. Pardon me. Your generator repair speed is increased by 4 seconds. The scary thing about this perk is that this is only the teachable, meaning that the increased is probably 6%. Meaning, if you break all the totems with, counterforce, you have a 30% increase to your generator's repair speed. And that is actually insane, because 10% is 9 seconds. So, basically, you're 30% means you're basically 30. You're removing 27 seconds. If you have even a brown toolbox, you're doing that generator in 60 seconds. That is insane. That with Prove Thyself, you're doing that gen in at least 15 seconds. It's actually insane. But this is a perk. You do lose the perk if you lose a health state by any means. So the thing with this perk is, I think the way that, it's pretty balanced in my opinion, because of one thing. It basically just means that, at the start of the game, you bring Pentimento. I think Pentimento is the perfect counter to this, because all you need to do is see where a totem is broken, go over there, and then just hit them, and then it cancels out their power, and you have a Pentimento totem that you can bless later. well, rekindle later. So I think this perk is fine. It is going to be very scary and annoying, but I think if you have like Pentimento and shit, you'll be fine. In a focus, you can see other survivors' scratch marks within 32 meters of you. Whenever another survivor loses a health state within 32-meter range of you, the killer's aura is revealed to you for 5 seconds. This is the level 3 version. Yeah, this is just a okay perk. I don't think it's going to be that good. I think it's more of a bridging the Swift and non-Swift teams together. However, it's not like both of you can see the aura. I think, that could have been good, but like, this perk is still good because it's a perk that like, this is pretty much, this and the next one pretty much pair together. These are just perks to help you with flashlights. But this one I think is unnecessary. The next one though, after a successful killer blind action, the killer is afflicted by blindness for 30 seconds, meaning the killer will not be able to see generator, hook, or any other aura for 30 seconds, which is actually kind of crazy. There is no cooldown, obviously, but they still have to do the blind action. And this perk grants the ability to rummage through an open chest once per trial and guarantee a basic flashlight. So the way that people will be using this perk is they will bring in a flashlight, or not bring in a flashlight, open up a chest, grab whatever it is, put it on the ground, and then rummage through that chest again, and then get the flashlight that they want. And because flashlights have no bad add-ons, you could honestly run this and ace is ace in the hole, and then pretty much have like a good flashlight at any time. I think this is actually fine. A friend of mine was like, "Oh, Cody, they made a like flashlight douchebag perk. What do you think of that?" And I think it's actually fine because one, this perk means that survivors have to not run meta perks. Because the real problem with DBD is that the perks in the meta, like the meta survivor perks, are so strong that every other perk doesn't matter. Like Borrowed Time is so strong, Dead Hard so strong, Unbreakable DS so strong that like other shit just doesn't get to be played because it's just that much stronger than it. Like almost all the survivor perks are pretty like fair and decent. Like Self-Care pretty fair and decent, but like when you pair Self-Care with Boon Circle of Healing, it's like, oh fuck, why would I want to have Self-Care? But I think this is good because like let's say they have Residual Manifest and they have Parental Guidance, meaning they cannot the killer cannot see your aura, and the killer can't see your blood or scratch marks for like however much time. Like that's pretty good. That's like a really good build because it means that like the killer's basically stuck with absolutely no information no matter what unless they use like Lightborn. Or they just face an area where they can't be flashlighted. Like obviously the problem is like, oh, but if the survivors are in a survivor friends and they're just bully squatting, this perk is annoying. And it's like, if they're bully squatting you, it's gonna be no more annoying whatever perks they have. And plus, most bully squads like want to have all Dead Hard, all Borrowed Time, all DS, and then like 1 Prove Thyself, 2 Boon Circle of Healings, and then an Unbreakable. That's what they usually run. With like everyone having flashlights or one person having like a toolbox with sabotage. Like that's what the build that those bully squads usually use. So I doubt that they would like, oh yeah, I need to run Residual Manifest. But yeah, so that is my take on the entire leak situation right now. I think the killer is really cool. I don't think he's going to be the highest of tiered killer, but I think that he'll be pretty decent. And I feel like some of these perks are pretty good. Yet again, Dissolution might be good depending on how the numbers get changed. Darkness Revealed I think is actually a really decent perk. Scepter Touch I think is lesser good, as well as Inner Focus. I think both of these are pretty bad. Overzealous is crazy good if you leave survivors. Like if you just like, this perk is the epitome of, oh, they tunneled a person, so I now get to do gens 30% faster. This perk is literally just oh, they're camping, I can now do all the totems and get 30% faster gens. This perk is, oh, they tried to, like, you know, I got my flashlight cool. And then this perk is like, eh. Like, it's kind of just the, oh, residual manifest, kind of. But yeah, so with that, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.